What's up, Dragon Folk? Guess who got hooked on another MMO? That's right, this guy. And today, we're going to be doing a video on the top 5 reasons why you should buy Guild Wars 2 right now. Let's get into it. That's right, you heard me. Buy this game. And for the record, this isn't a shill video or any kind of sponsored ad. This video contains my own personal thoughts and opinions on the game, and I truly hope to give you all the information that you would need to make a decision such as buying a game like Guild Wars 2. Now, Guild Wars 2 is an MMORPG that you can actually play for free. But wait, didn't you say I should buy this game? Yes, and you should. Although I'm here to tell you that playing for free isn't an awful option either, but that's for another video. Here are the top 5 reasons why I bought the game, and it's a great selling point to help you decide if the game is worth it to you as well, especially with the brand new expansion End of Dragons coming out in late February. Now is a good time to get this, catch up, and learn about the things that you can do in the game. So we're going to start out this list with reason number 5, which is probably a very big one on the list as far as anything goes, and that is no restrictions on your account. This goes without saying that you wouldn't want to play a game that is not 100% available to you, and as a free account, you do have some restrictions put on it. You only have the base game available, you can't access the guild bank, you can't do anything with the trading post, which is essentially the market board of anything you'd like to buy, including legendary weapons. You would have to grind to get those instead of buying them, which is, to some, a hassle. But personally, I like the grind, so I have no problem with this. But if you're ever looking for a weapon or something to try out, and you can't find it through a regular vendor, unfortunately, you will not have access to the trading post, which is kind of huge. You also have several chat restrictions, such as no map chat to talk with other players, and you can only whisper someone if they are your friend, or you can whisper a new player once every 30 seconds. So, a little hard on the communication scale there. This tends to make the game a bit harder for more social players, especially in an MMO environment, but if you're a solo player, this might not be too big of a deal for you. Now, one of the worst restrictions on a free-to-play account is having limited bag and character slots. You're only allowed 2 character slots with a free-to-play account, and with 9 professions, 8 if you are free-to-play, there is a lot of room for character building, and you'll eventually want to try other classes. As far as bag slots go, the amount of stuff you collect throughout the game is insane, and you'll want the bag slots. Trust me. Now on to reason number 4, which is something I don't have a ton of information on, but I have gathered quite a few bits of information from other players. Another reason that you should buy this game is for its story and its raids. I'm always a sucker for a good story, and so far Guild Wars 2 has pulled me in and left my body to rot. The storytelling is great, and at this point, I'm not even at the expansions yet. Heart of Thorns and Path of Fire seem to tell an amazing tale, continuing the story of your character fighting off the dragons that terrorize the land, and with the soon release of the End of Dragons expansion, I can't wait to see what's in story for me there. See what I did there? Not to mention that with the story comes raids as well. There are no raids to be done in the base game, so as a free-to-play account, you can't raid at all. So if you're looking for challenging endgame content other than World vs. World, PvP, or legendary grinding, the expansions are worth it. I know there are a lot of raiders out there that tend to want this kind of content in their MMO, and the base game did not have any of it. You are stuck with something that is considered fractals, that's what they call them, and you also have several other small achievement-based things to do, but your main raid was getting your legendary weapon, and that was pretty much it. But now, you have access to several wings of raids in the Heart of Thorns and Path of Fire expansion, and I'm sure there will be more to come in End of Dragons as well. Reason number 3, mounts and gliders. Now, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. These two aren't needed to have a good time, but Guild Wars 2 has done something different in regards to these aspects that I cannot get enough of. Gliders came with the Heart of Thorns expansion, and they make traveling through the skies a breeze, but you know what makes soaring through the air even better? A freaking dragon. Mounts were introduced in Path of Fire, and it's probably one of the coolest adaptations of mounts I've ever seen. Each mount has a level and its own abilities, so no two mounts are alike, not to mention the fact that they are all account bound and can be used on a fresh character. So when you're going about Tyria grabbing all of those map markers to grind out the experience again and again and again, a mount will definitely be handy in completing the map in no time at all. Also, if you are a free-to-play account, you can test out mounts at many different mount stations throughout the land of Tyria. This lets you get the feel of one of the mounts and even introduces a nice racing mechanic, which is kind of cool. Reason number 2, elite specializations and the Revenant profession. Remember how I said you have 9 professions, but only 8 as a free-to-play account? Well, that's because with Heart of Thorns came the Revenant class and the beginning of something called elite specializations. The Revenant is one heck of a profession, and its entire gimmick is using the spirits of legendary warriors to rain pain down on your enemies. The profession is very versatile, so there are many different ways to play Revenant, and I always enjoy having that option of choosing different paths for my profession. Now, with every expansion, including the upcoming End of Dragons, each profession gains access to something called an elite specialization. I'll be making a separate video on each specialization as I unlock it, but essentially it's a brand new way to play your favorite profession. Your skills are based on the weapons you are wielding, and each new elite specialization unlocks a brand new weapon for your profession to use. It's like unlocking a new character without having to start at level 1, so if you ever wanted to try out some of the crazy new builds for your profession, getting the expansions is the way to go. Now, I will also have it noted here that there are several people that I have spoken with that have a free-to-play build, or a core build if you would, and they are doing just fine on all of their world versus world, PvP, PvE situations. So, it's not that these elite specializations are necessary, but they are very, very well done. The design of them is great, and honestly, I can't wait to unlock all of them. They're going to be a lot of fun, and honestly, who doesn't like going around with a giant greatsword as a necromancer? I know I want that. Now, before we get to our number 1 reason, I do have an honorable mention here to put in, just because I do really enjoy this system. I enjoy this system a lot because it allows for players to play the game and still have access to everything available and not have to worry about putting any money into the game other than buying the base game or buying the expansions. And that is the gold to gems system. Now, this may seem a bit of a stretch considering most people don't like the cash shop heavy MMOs, but what I appreciate about an MMO is the ability to turn your hard work making in-game currency like gold and being able to convert it into cash shop currency. And I'm a budget gamer, like many of you I'm sure, and if I have to put in a few extra hours of hard work to get that skin for my character, or even to buy some nifty tools to help with the quality of life of my game, I'd be happy to do that. I'm already addicted to the game, so why not turn that energy into profit and make gathering, crafting, and leveling easier? The best thing is that you also unlock a gems to gold situation. So, if you really did want to put a couple dollars into the game, try to get something out of it, you don't have to actually spend it on the gem store. You can actually just currency exchange that into gold, and you can use that gold to do things like buy crafting materials, or even just straight up buy a legendary from the store. I don't recommend that, because that takes kind of the fun out of it, but I know a lot of people want to get to endgame really, really fast, so I totally understand. But this is something that I genuinely enjoy in a game like this, because it allows everybody access to the gem store without them needing to actually put in any money. It's a payoff for the hard work that you put in and the grind that you are doing. And as somebody who dedicates thousands of hours to MMOs, I definitely appreciate it. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The number one reason to buy Guild Wars 2 with all of its expansions right now is the Mastery System. The Mastery System is the way Guild Wars 2 does its horizontal leveling, is what they call it. As in, it allows your character to keep growing without the need to get new armor or weapons during endgame. Once your gear is the best it can be, there's no need to get new gear even several expansions down the line. The Mastery System allows players to grind masteries with experience instead of putting it towards the core experience pool once you've reached max level, which is level 80, and has been level 80 throughout all of its expansions. Now, each region has its own set of masteries to grind for. The Heart of Thorns masteries help you get around the jungles of Maguma at a much quicker rate and allows you access to new crafting routes. The Path of Fire masteries are what allows you to level up your mount and also unlock new mounts as well. There are even masteries for the core game that allow you to get bonuses to resurrecting players, bonus crafting experience, crafting legendary weapons, and more. The entire Mastery System gives players a chance to continue the grind and play through the stories and events of Guild Wars 2 even after they've reached the max level. And the rewards for the grind are worth it too. A lot of what this game has to offer is behind a fairly lengthy grind session, but the rewards are well worth it. You honestly feel like you've earned something afterwards, and not just a mount or a pet that does the same thing as all the other mounts and pets. This Mastery System is something that has kept Guild Wars 2 alive for a lot of players. Many players that have come into my stream to tell me about why they love the game so much is truly because of the Mastery System. The ability to continue leveling your character in a way that makes them stronger and stronger as they grind without them having to get to another 10 levels or another 20 levels or to grind for a new set of armor. That is honestly the best thing for them. You don't need to worry about getting new armor every expansion. You don't need to worry about refreshing all of your skills and abilities. You don't need to worry about leveling up more than you've already done so. It's just a horizontal leveling progression through the Mastery System that allows them to keep playing and not feel like they're being left behind, which is invaluable in many MMOs, considering there are so many out there, and with every new MMO, people want to try them out and check out to see what's over on that side of the river. But at the end of the day, if you've maxed out your stuff on Guild Wars 2, that stays with you. You don't need to worry about catching up anymore. It's just come back, play the new experiences, and continue to enjoy the land of Tyria as it is. And there you have it. That's pretty much it for my top 5 reasons to buy Guild Wars 2 right now. And if you're watching this before March of 2022, make sure to pick up the End of Dragons collection for just $50 US if you're feeling up to it. The Path of Fire and Heart of Thorns expansion are also on sale for $15 total as a bundle until December 31st of 2021. So if you did want to pick that up as well, that is also available to you. The End of Dragons collection contains access to the brand new expansion coming out in the late February of 2022. And it gets you the Path of Fire and Heart of Thorns expansions as well. So you'll have the time to level your characters, find out what professions and elite specializations suit you, and even get a mount or two before the expansion drops. So thank you so much for watching, and I do hope that you found this information educational. Luckily, as stated before, you can still get started on your journey through Tyria for free at any time, and you can make your decision later when you're 100 hours deep and super committed. Anyways, thanks so much again. And feel free to leave a like if you learned something today, and subscribe for more content like this. Also, leave a comment down below and let me know if the video was enough to persuade you into buying the game. As always, make sure to drink your water, eat your vegetables, and make good choices. I'll see you in the land of Tyria. Nerd out.